Hello degenerates, welcome back to the Webpost. I'm Sefi and today we have an article from GameIndustry.biz talking about Europe taking action against loot boxes and companies targeting kids. Because let's all remember, Nikke, it's a 12-year-old game. So before we start, like always, don't forget to like and subscribe to help me grow the channel, and you can also join our Discord with the link in the description below. So let's get into the video directly. Now, you'll have the link for this article in the description below, like always, and we're not going to read the article itself. We're going to go to the bottom and just talk about the measures that they are trying to take. So first thing, this is something they proposed. It's not something that's going to get into action already, but it will be amazing because enough people voted. So we have the number of votes. So here, 577 votes in favor with 56 against and 15 abstentions. So 15 people were just pussies that didn't vote. Then we have 50 people that are corrupt fuckers probably, and then 500 people that are good people. So let's get into what they're trying to achieve. This is divided into different sections, so let's go one by one. And the first one is age ratings and information. And here they are talking about assess how the PEGI system works, because as you all know, the PEGI system is broken. Why the PEGI system is broken? Because this game here, my friends, our favorite game, a good game. I always say the same. I love Nikke, I will keep covering it, but it's bullshit that this game has the teen rating here. 12-year-olds playing this and spending money. It's just bullshit. The PEGI system doesn't work in Europe and it should be reworked. Now, Azur Lane, it's also teen. PEGI 16, which is still teens, right? And Azur Lane, it's a borderline hentai. Like, there are some skins that I don't understand how are in the Play Store. How I will never understand how this game is still in the Play Store, which I'm not complaining. And you know, one that we can also go and check is Destiny Child. There's two versions of Destiny Child. One on the App Store that again shouldn't be here, and there's one in the uncensored that you can download from TapTap. Now the censored version, which is this one, is censored in the sense that they have more clothing, more not so revealing, but it's bullshit again. This game, if you go right now and download it, you'll see what I mean by bullshit. The skins are just so, it's borderline hentai, which I'm not complaining. I will never complain about that. What I complain is about making a game targeted toward kids that are 12 years old playing this. That's bullshit. Not only because the nudity, but also because of the gambling, and we'll get to that into a second. So let's go back to the article, right? They're trying to rework the PEGI system. And also something really important is support and promotion of public and private education directed at parents and caretakers to inform them of the tools in place, such as the PEGI app, and how to encourage the usage of it. You know, so your parents are more in touch with current gaming trends, with how people are spending money in the games, on what their kids are actually spending money in, because a lot of parents don't know. When your kid asks for 20 bucks for a skin in Fortnite, a lot of parents don't know what they are buying. Fortnite is easier to understand, but when it comes to loot boxes or gacha, it's not so easy to understand if you are not a player yourself. So that's pretty good. Then they also talk about, you know, introducing common levels for information, to recommend minimum age, against them, in-game purchasing options, present of pop-up advertising, and more. This is more already here. As you can see, it always says in-app purchases, but they want to do is have more information on what you can actually buy before you install a game. So you see prices, you see what type of purchases you can make, etc., which is pretty nice. Then we move to consumer protection. Now, Europe has really strong consumer protection laws. I'm not super sure because I'm not from America, so correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But for example, here in Europe, I can go to a shop, buy anything, use it for 2 days, go back to the store and be like, I don't want this. And they have to refund me, no question asked, like 99% of the time. And this works everywhere in Europe. I think you cannot do that in America, which I think is bullshit. But you know, consumer protection in Europe is like something that they actually take seriously. So they are talking here about developing a European identity verification system to help check the age of players. I am for this. Like, I'm not against players needing to use their ID to play certain games. I don't think you should be playing games where you can develop gambling addictions if you are less than, let's say, 18. And that includes most games with loot boxes and gacha games. I don't care if you are a minor watching my videos, you should not be playing this, because most people, I'm not saying you, But most people don't have the ability to understand that you can develop addiction, real addictions that will fuck up your life if you play this type of games. And obviously it doesn't happen to everyone, but there's plenty of people with these problems. So I'm not against, having to verify your identity. I don't think this is like China where you actually need to provide your ID. They have all your information. They restrict how many hours you can play. I think this is more of a simple verification system. In order for you to play certain games, you need to be above X age, which I'm all for. Then they talk about privacy, which again is cool. And then something that I think is super important as well is collect EU-wide data on average time spent playing games, average in-game spending, socio-psychological effects, present the yearly report to the parliament on it, blah, blah, blah. So now why this is important is only companies have access to this data. Right now, Nike, on their analytics that Google provides, have a lot of information about the players. But only the company can access that data. And I think it's important for transparency and for everyone to understand how the games work and how they're trying to get you more to spend more time in game, that everyone has access to it. And then we have assess the possibility of requiring providers of online games targeting minors to develop child impact assessments. Again, if you target to kids, you have to be responsible for what happens. And then to adopt, if needed, regulatory measures on games that allow players to create their own content in order to protect users. This is talking more to games like Roblox, where you can create your own minigames, your own content, and there's a lot of shady things going on. Even the game is usually pretty positive and good. Then we move to monetization, where we can only highlight a couple of things that are the most important. First, obviously analyze the way in which loot boxes are sold, so the parliament can understand what companies are doing and try to regulate prices and how they sell stuff. I'm all for that. Like, I think in fact gacha should have a standard prices for everything, like rates, pools, multi should be the same price on all games. It shouldn't be like 30 bucks in one, 10 in other. Like, nah, everything should have the same price. Competition, it's more fair that way, and then we get better prices as consumers because they can't fuck with you. They need to follow regulations. Then they talk about the skin betting, which is not a problem in gachas, but it was big a couple of years ago, and I don't understand how the influencers that actually were promoting skins like the CSGO scandals with the FaZe clan, I don't know how they are not cancelled, honestly. It's super funny to me that these young kids look up to people that are scammers. It's like, all right. And then they talk about industry support that, again, is cool, but nothing that we need to worry about for the gacha. And that's about it for the article, guys. You'll have the link in the description below. Once again, let me know what you think about this. Let me know if you think regulation, if needed, is needed in gachas and loot boxes, on games that have loot boxes. And like always, a short video. This will probably be a little bit longer than usual. If it's useful, don't forget to like and subscribe. Like always, see you on the next one.